Brothers and sisters in Islam, we live in a time now that Rasulullah ﷺ gave us many warnings and signs about. He gave them as clear as the sun is from the day, with some ambiguities here and there that can be interpreted as time goes on. He told us that there will come a time where people will be so hooked with their hearts on this dunya that they no longer think about death anymore. Death is the last thing they want to talk about. In fact, we do live in a society like that. In the media, in all sorts of media, at schools, the way the society is run, it's all about life, not about death. In fact, talking about death seems like you're crazy, something's wrong with you. Isn't that correct? They sit and they say, well, these Muslims talking about death. I'm sure if a non-Muslim heard me right now standing here before you saying to you, the smart person is the one who thinks about death, they'll say you're the craziest people. You are the furthest away from smart. But when you put it in context, what does death mean to us? Death to us means that it's the end of your exam and now it is time to be judged for what you have done or what you have not done. It's the end of the exam. And I'm sure, I'm an educator, when we go to school, the best principal and the best teachers are the ones who constantly remind the student about the exam time. And then they tell them, be careful, the exam's not the end, it's what you get afterwards. They talk about their future, they talk about after year 12, after university, they talk about career, they bring in career advisors. They bring all these people who are talking about 20 years ahead. Isn't that correct? It's about the end of your schooling, the end of your exam time, and then the pay time. What will you receive out of your work? Isn't that correct? For a mu'min, this whole entire world is like that schooling time. It's the exam time. Some people sit at the front, some people sit at the back, some people have got the privilege of sitting somewhere on the sides where they can cheat a little bit better, or maybe at the back. You know how students look at it? If you sit at the back, you can cheat. The ones at the front, oh man, God help them, they can't cheat. So people look at your seating, some people privileged than others, isn't that correct? In this world, we also sit in a seating position. Some of us are wealthy and rich, some of us are healthier than others, some people are more poorer, other people have got more challenges than other people, and we assume that the wealthy person is in a better seating position, the poor person is in the seat at the back, isn't that correct? But at the end of the day, we all die. And the rich person and the poor person end up being exactly the same. Exactly the same. And that's why they don't want you to talk about death. They want to keep this hierarchy. Get wealthy and very rich, and that's, you know, high status. And this is what it's all about. Drive an expensive car, have an amazing house, have a high position and status, get a name and a fame, fortune. Which explains to me why people, or a question, why people love to display themselves on social media in a way that they are not. You know what I'm talking about, right? On Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, not one of those people up there is really who they are. We live in a fake world. Not one person, any model on that billboard actually exists in real life. Did you know that? Every single model you've ever seen of any man or woman or child or animal advertising anything or promoting anything is actually real, because they're all photoshopped. Isn't that correct? A smile. How long does a smile take for a person to do? 5 seconds? 2 seconds? And a snapshot is very quick. Anybody can smile. I would like to see that person after they smile, after they've taken that snapshot. Texting each other. We text each other and we put a big smiling face. But if you look at that person who's texting, what do they look like? A zombie would be an understatement. Sitting there all quiet, and they're smiling and excited, they're partying, they're getting sad, they're crying just by poking at some screen, but they're just one figure that's really fake. Why am I saying this? I'm saying that Rasulullah ﷺ said the smart and intelligent person is the one who is thinking about the end of this exam. And the one who is not smart is living a fake life. And the world we live in today is about fakeness. Which one will you be part of?